Lady Mal. Yeah, so I don't have a background because well, quite frankly, I feel like crap today. And I'm not the most graceful of people, and I was changing the light bulb in my bedroom the other day, and I was stepping down out of the chair and fell and almost took out my computer. Thankfully, my box fan took the majority of the damage, but I really didn't feel like climbing and tempting fate and falling again. So you just get the normal background, got a little better light. I look like crap, I'm sorry. Whatever. Anyway, so I have a couple of topics today. One I'm going to touch on is long distance relationships and their validity. I've seen a lot of people that don't do the long distance relationship thing, and that's great. I know several people that have, and it's worked out great in the end. Like this girl right here. My daddy was in Ohio, and I was here in Texas, and for 2 years, that's how it went. But I don't think having a long distance relationship makes it any less valid or real than having an in person relationship. I mean, yeah, some people can't hack it and they don't think it's real because it's online, but if that's all you've got, then that's what you have to work with. We can't all be lucky enough to find our perfect someone in our own backyard. Sometimes you got to get out there and you got to look. And I know that relocation is hard for some people like me. I have a kid, so I can't really I couldn't really relocate anywhere. Um, I had a very small area where I can relocate to. So I was really lucky that my daddy could move down here. Um, and I know other people, especially single parents, uh, can't really move around that much if you share joint custody of your child and or children. So I understand not wanting to do a long distance relationship because, the other person may not be able to move or is unwilling to move because some people like to be around their families like me. I really didn't want to have to move all the way to Ohio, but it was an option on the table. It was very close to the edge of the table getting knocked off, but it was on the table. I don't think you should put, take long distance relationships off the table just because you don't think it's going to work. You never know until you try. Maybe it will work. Maybe it won't work. Who knows? But the thing is you could have an in-person relationship and it doesn't work, you know? So I wouldn't discount it before you try it. Don't knock it till you've tried it, that sort of thing. So anyway, also, in the next couple of days, well, probably this week sometime, uh, my daddy and I are going to do a demonstration video together. We're going to go over bondage, flogging, spanking, choking, kneeling, and slapping because that's about the extent of what I'm comfortable of putting on YouTube. Because it'll be all clothed and whatnot. Because I don't think things like that need to be on anything risque doesn't need to be on YouTube. Besides the fact that I could get in trouble for it. Sorry. We're also going to do a dual vlog covering feminism and misogynistic outlooks. Because if you've watched my daddy's latest vlog, he talks all about misogynistic crap. And it's a big hot button issue right now. And I think it'll be a really good dichotomy between the two of us. But anyway, I did have some suggestions on demonstrations on the survey that I put out. And unfortunately, I either can't do them because I would break so many YouTube rules, or it's things that I don't do, or things that are just very hard to do, like pet play. I don't do pet play. Yes, I do. I do identify as a Therian, but that is completely different from pet play. I don't do it. I'm not comfortable with it. So for those of you that wanted pet play demonstration, I'm sorry. There's not a whole lot I can do about that. The other one is, one of the other ones is forced orgasms. Yeah, I can't do that on YouTube. I wouldn't even do that on FetLife. Mainly because that's not something you can really demonstrate. Yeah, some people can orgasm on command. Like I can, but that took years of training on my part because it's all psychological. You have to identify the command with the feeling, and there's not a whole lot of demonstrating I can do. It's all about self, and I can't think of the word, Gone right out of my brain. Anyway, um, that's really not something that I can show you how to do. Self-discipline. That's it. Uh, Sorry, scatterbrained. So yeah, if you want to learn how to either give someone forced orgasms or learn how to do it, it's all up here. You have to, it's just like when, if you're not into pain, but you want to be into pain or whatever, you have to learn to associate the pain with the pleasure. You have to learn to associate the voice with the command. That's about the best description I can give. The other one is service protocol. That's another one it's very relationship specific. You know, like in my relationship, I don't really have any service protocols because I got too much other crap going on. I'm a mama, I'm a wife, I'm a homemaker. I have got 1,000 things going on. So we don't really do the whole service protocol thing. Um, I know some people do, and if some of you do and have some pointers that you'd like to share with people, email them to me. You know, leave me a comment down here or whatever, and I would be more than happy to make a vlog about it. But I just don't know that much about it because I've never been that like service oriented. You know, it's just it's very unique to each relationship. So, um, my daddy got a comment on his vlog about poly relationships, and he told me I could go ahead and answer it. And the comment was, I'm interested to know how the competition between the two subs to outplease each other for their master leads to a breakdown of your happiness or relationship. I'm just wondering what kind of stuff occurred that messed things up. Well, it's real simple. It's like having two children. And one's trying to outdo the other to get more attention, to get more time, to get more toys, to get more gifts, to get more whatever. And a lot of times that's why poly relationships breaks down, because say you've got like a husband and wife, okay, and they decide that they want to bring another woman into the relationship, another submissive, and or not even a husband and wife, just a man and a woman in a relationship, and they want to bring in another woman. Well, that's great for for a little while, but then say woman B hits it off better with the man than woman A, and he starts gravitating towards her more and doesn't show woman A as much attention. It's all about balance. You have to show one as much attention as the other, or the one that's not getting the attention is going to be jealous. And jealousy leads to resentment and anger and breakdown of relationships. And, you know, woman A might say, oh, well, I can take 50 lashes. And woman B might say, oh, well, I can take 60. And it goes back and forth and back and forth. And it doesn't even have to be things that big, you know, oh, well, I got him this. Oh, well, I did this for him. And they try to one up each other. And it leads to resentment and hurt feelings and breakdowns of relationships. And I know that that's not the rule, but the majority of poly relationships that I have seen and or been in and have broken down is for that reason. Like I was in a poly relationship with my daddy with another person, and that person did not like me. It really didn't want to have anything to do with me. And at every turn, they were telling lies or half truths or twisting conversations we'd have like in IM or via text and leave out certain things that I said or certain things they said, and to make me look bad. Now, thankfully, my daddy was smart enough to ask me, you know, hey, what's going on? And I would send him my version of the logs and whatnot and let him read it and let him make the decision of what was going on. But just about every poly relationship I've been involved in, it's been, you know, these two people and then someone else gets added and then things start breaking down and it all goes to hell and back. So if you're gonna do the poly thing, make sure the people involved understand that you can't do the whole one-upman. Everyone is equal, and if you're like the dominant of two submissives, you need to make sure that you are showing the same amount of attention to one as you are to the other. that you're not taking sides, that if one starts yay-yaying about something, you need to talk to both of them, get both of the stories, and figure out where the truth is. Because there's 3 sides to every story. His side, her side, and the truth. Or, if you want to think of it another way, side A, side B, and the truth. There's always 3 sides. So, just a little tip. Also, somebody else said that it was pretty closed-minded for him to say that being monogamous was the be-all, end-all. It's not really closed-minded. It's based on personal experience of myself and my daddy in our past, where we were in a poly relationship together. We've been in separate poly relationships before we ever even met, and that is our opinion. And the majority of the people that I've ever known to be in a poly relationship, it's broken down. Now, yes, there are the few exceptions to the rule. There are some poly relationships that work beautifully, and that's awesome. It doesn't, I don't care if you're in a poly relationship, that's great. If it works for you, run with it. Find your happiness. Make your own happiness. But the vast majority, it breaks down. And again, I go back to the whole, it causes feelings of resentment and jealousy, because it does. And a lot of, I know a lot of submissives will say, oh yeah, I'm into swinging, or I'm into open relationships, because that's what their partner is into, and that's what their partner wants, but they don't really want it. They do it because they want to please their partner. I've done that. I don't like poly relationships for myself. I am a very, very hardwired monogamous woman. And I've been in relationships where my dominant wanted to swing, and I went along with it because that's what he wanted, and I wanted to please him. And so I went with it, but it wasn't really anything I was very happy about. So don't ever just go along with something because that's what your dominant wants if it doesn't make you happy. Because you have to be happy in a relationship too, or there's no point. And I had a lady send me an email on YouTube asking me if I could give her some advice for training, because she's new, but her dominant is not, and she's having some problems. Well, honey, I need to know exactly what kind of problems you're having. As far as learning and training, again, that's unique to each relationship. I mean, I can refer you back to some of my etiquette and manners vlogs. I think it's my second and third vlog. I've already said it there. I've said it 1,000 times since then. Be respectful. Do what you can. Talk. Open lines of communication are always a good thing. Find out what he wants. Tell him what you want, so that way you can, compare notes and see if you're both on the same page. I can't stress enough how important communication really is. So, yeah. I think that's about it. I've covered everything on my list. If y'all think of anything else that you want me to talk about or demonstrate, rate, comment, subscribe down here. Send me an email, send me a message, friend me on FetLife. I don't mind, but I will warn you, I have reached my bullshit limit on FetLife, and I'm really at my breaking point. I've coddled some of my friends, and I'm at the point that I'm about to stop, because some of the attitudes are really, really terrible, and they really make women out to, you should only be barefoot and pregnant and work around the house. This is a man's world. Yeah, well, that's what I gotta say about that. Anyway, so if you friend me on FetLife, if you post something stupid, or very close-minded, I'm probably going to call you out on it. So just fair warning, fairly given. So I will talk to y'all later. Y'all have a great day. Mwah. Love y'all. Bye-bye.